Welcome back, my beauties, and welcome if you're new. My name is Sheena, and if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get into today's set. So for today's set, I did do normal prep off camera, so I did go ahead and use a cuticle pusher and push back my cuticles, remove the dead skin from around the cuticle area, applied Infilea's XXL coffin tips with Infilea's glue, and then I did use my e-file and just go ahead and blend the tip into my natural nail and put some scratches in that tip as well so that the product holds a little better. And today's set is going to be a unicorn set. I had this request by a subscriber a while back, and I'm going to go ahead and fulfill that. In October, I was a little busy with like Halloween themed things and breast cancer awareness, and so I wanted to make sure this was one of the first videos in November that I did push out, because I always ask you guys, well, before I used to ask a lot for people to, give me recreations to do or suggestion on nail sets to do, and so I want to make sure that I do fulfill them, because this is like the first request that I've had, and I did go ahead and successfully, I believe, fill it. Once I got the tips applied, I did go in with Makartt's dehydrator and two coats of their primer, and I'm now just going in with a thin layer of Savvyline's clear acrylic, just to basically protect my natural nail from any staining that the color acrylic may do. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish watching me apply the last two nails. So I'm using Caramel Color, which is a Savvyline acrylic powder from a Savvyline kit that I originally purchased, and it's just a beautiful caramel colored acrylic, and it's basically going to work as my background for these nails. I was a little worried that it would be a little bit too dark for the unicorn theme that I was going for, and I was originally going to change up this set and do something totally different, being that I just had to use this color next. I was going to go with a whole different vibe, but I decided to just go for it, and I think they came out pretty okay even with this color as a background. So I'm just going in with a thin layer of this, not doing any specific method like a 3 bead, 2 bead, 1 bead, nothing like that. I'm just basically filling it in as much as I feel the nail needs to be filled in, and I'm going to repeat this color over all of the nails. So I'm going to go ahead and just let you watch a little bit of this process. I am a beginner with acrylic, and I can say that Savvyline's acrylics are very beginner friendly, easy to work with. Before I started acrylic, I was very nervous because, I don't know, it just looked really tough. I'm still working on my liquid to monomer ratio, because a lot of videos that I do watch, I notice that they have a bead and it's pretty steady and they can kind of like mold it. My beads are a little bit more runny. No matter how much of the monomer I take off the brush, for some reason it's still a little runny, so I'm still working on that, but nonetheless I do feel like overall I'm going to do pretty good with acrylic from as much practice as I've been getting, and I overly enjoy it. So if you're someone who hasn't tried acrylic yet and are nervous about it, trust me when I say it's very easy and you will enjoy it, overly enjoy it. So I'm going to let you go ahead and watch the application of a few of my nails. And here's how the nails are looking after a coat. And now I'm going to go in with that clear Savvyline acrylic and just build up the nails. So a tip I got from one of my nail sisters, Rochelle's Nail Glam, is her channel. If you haven't, check her out. But what I learned from her is with colored acrylics or glitter acrylics, they're just for beauty basically. So you just want to apply it to the opacity that you want, but thinly. You don't have to try to build anything up with it, and then you would go in with that clear acrylic to then further build up the nail and make your apex and etc. So I'm going to be giving this a whirl in my next couple of videos. I do plan on using polygel again pretty soon because I have an overstock of polygel, but it's just ever since I touched acrylic, I've been in love. And I do kind of miss polygel as far as like being able to just take your time with it and it doesn't dry on you. So that'll be one of my next videos. And besides, I did finally subscribe to Makartt's Your Now Lab for a monthly box. So I'll be getting polygel pretty much every month anyways. So I'll be doing a little bit of everything. I still want to try to do dip powder videos as well. I do want to try hard gel as well. It's a few things I want to try to dabble with on the channel. And if you have any suggestions for a upcoming set that you would like to see, please comment down below and let me know. I hope everyone is having an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And if you're taking the time to watch any of my videos, I greatly appreciate you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you so much, because without you, there would be no me. I do appreciate anyone who actually does enjoy my videos and takes their time to watch them. To anyone who is subscribed or newly subscribed, I love you all so very much, and I thank you so much for your support, because without you all as well, there would be no me again, because my subscribers are always very positive and motivating, and I thank you all so very much. So I tried one of my designs off camera just to see how it would look on the background with my thumb, and I did it upside down, but I think it came out okay. So this is what made me just continue on, and now I'm going to go ahead and just top coat all the rest of my nails so that I am then ready to go in with my nail art. And I wasn't sure what finger I was going to do what on. I just knew that I was going to draw something on each of my fingers, so I did go ahead, like I said, and just file shape buff, and then I top coated, and I'll cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. So I decided to go in on my index and pinky with a rainbow, and I'm starting with this pink shade from Makartt's Mermaid Flair Gel Polish Collection. And I'm just going diagonally across the nail, and I'm going to start, like I said, with the pink and fill that bottom portion in on both the index and the pinky with this color in entirety. And I highly recommend Makartt's gel polishes. They are pretty much always one coat coverage. The quality of them is great. There's no bubbling or anything like that when it comes to their gel polishes. And anything pretty much from Makartt is high quality. From e-files to gel polishes to polygel to brushes, just everything, because the nail art brush I'm using is also a Makartt product. It's Makartt's nail art brush in a number 2, and this is my go-to now. Absolutely love this nail art brush. It's very high quality, and like I said, I just overly recommend Makartt. And so once I get the index and pinky set with the pink, I do cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. And the pink shade is 9809. These polishes go by numbers, they don't have names. But like I said, I'm also going in on the pinky and doing the exact same thing, just in the opposite direction, and then I'll cure after getting all the pink set in my lamp for 30 seconds. So the next color is Passionate, which is a beautiful orange Model 1's polish. And that's the next color I'm going to be using for my rainbow. And as you can see on my nail palette, I pretty much already have all my colors laid out. I just also wanted to show you the bottles as well. And I'm going again diagonally right above the pink. And I'm going to fill the next area in with orange and cure for 30 seconds. The yellow is 9802. The next color is this blue shade 9818, and that's the next portion of my rainbow. And I'm basically going to do the same exact thing, just make a section for the blue area, fill it in, and then cure for 30 seconds. And then the last shade I'm going in with on my index and pinky is going to be this very beautiful lavender shade from that same Makartt Mermaid Flair gel polish collection. And this will complete the rainbow on both my index and my pinky. And I love doing nails like this where there's like basically color blocking and different shapes and colors and things that I kind of have to map out and paint. And so I had a lot of fun with these two nails on both of my hands, because I also did the same thing on my right hand with my index and my pinky. And it came out really good with me doing it with my non-dominant hand. One of these videos, I'm going to do my non-dominant hand on camera. If you want to see that, comment down below and let me know. And I'll make sure to try and upload a video with me doing all of my art or whatever I'm doing for that video with my non-dominant hand. It is a challenge, but I always manage to get it done. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just finish out with this purple shade, and I'm going to go ahead and cure in the lamp once I have the index and pinky set for 30 seconds. So next I'm going in with this white, which is $8.94 from a Beetles gel polish kit. And also 9801 is the iridescent white shimmery shade from the Mermaid Flair kit. Before going in with the white, I did want to go ahead and kind of give my rainbow a little flair. So I'm just going to outline all of the lines with that iridescent, like pearlescent shade of a gel polish right over all of the lines, including the sides of this nail, and then I'll cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. So I wanted to go ahead and draw a unicorn face on to my nail. So on my middle finger, I'm taking that white Beetles gel polish and I'm going to just outline like the head of a unicorn. And then I'm going to take the gel polish brush and just fill in the bottom portion of the nail with white in entirety. And then I'll go ahead and cure for 30 seconds before starting in with the details of the actual face. So I wanted to do some like colorful curls on the top of the unicorn's head. And this is my first time trying this. I was a little out of frame on pretty much all of them. So I'm finishing up here with the yellow tendril, and in between each color I did actually cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. And so now I'm going in with 895, which is a black Beetles gel polish, and I'm going to put a little dot of that on my nail palette here and start to do the additional features of my unicorn. So I'm going in with this gel polish and I'm going to create two eyes and put some lashes on the eyes as well, and then cure in the lamp. Well, actually I make my two eyes and then I do cure to make sure that they stay where I put them because I liked how they came out. And then after curing the eyes, I did go in and actually add eyelashes onto them as well. And I think that these eyes came out so super freaking cute. Then I'm taking that pink shade again and making like two little blush areas on the cheeks, just to make, you know, cheeks for my little unicorn. And I'm going to fill that in and then cure for 30 seconds. And once I get that all cured, I'm taking that black gel polish again and just placing 3 little dots inside of that cheek area, and then I'll cure it again for an additional 30 seconds. And guys, I really loved how this face of this unicorn came out. It came out super, super cute. And here's how my unicorn is looking. Then I'm taking that black gel polish and I'm going to start to make the unicorn horn. And it didn't come out exactly how I envisioned it, but it did come out cute nonetheless. So I'm just going to take and start just drawing layers on this horn and just put it up as high as I can, curing in between each section until I feel like it is complete. And then I'm filling in the ears and curing after I'm done. So next I'm trying to make a unicorn horn out of my ring finger, and I'm basically just taking every color and doing 2 like squiggly lines on it. And I'm just kind of trying to make the line raised as well, so I'm not pressing down in the nail when I'm doing this. I'm just like putting a lot of gel polish on my brush and then just lightly gliding it across the nail. And each color I do cure in between for 30 seconds. and then just go color by color and making sure to wipe my brush in between the colors as not to contaminate the brush or the colors that are on my palette. And I basically, like I said, I use every color and make 2 lines, and then I go in afterwards with a second coat of this just to make it even more raised to give the effect that I'm looking for. And once I get the second coat of that nail done, I'm now top coating my nail, and I will be curing in the lamp for 30 seconds. So next I'm going on with Centauri, which is a Makartt Galaxy Stick Chrome Stick. And I actually love this one. This is like my favorite out of all of them. I've used this one the most. I don't even think I've used another one out of this kit, but I'll link it down below if you're interested. But it's a very nice coverage of chrome, and I'm just going to go ahead and varnish this all over my nail. And anytime I need more, I do have to go ahead and twist that back into the cap. But I'm just going to continue to just go over the nail until it's fully covered with the chrome. And this is how that nail is looking. I think it came out super freaking cute. And then after that, I do go over it with Makartt's top coat, and I top coat the chrome so that I'm able to try and make sure that it's sealed in. When you're top coating, you want to make sure you're wiping off your brush in between dipping it back in so that you don't contaminate the top coat with any of the chrome particles. But I'm going to put a very nice layer of top coat over this nail, and then I will be curing in the lamp for 30 seconds. I then decided to go in with Makartt's rhinestone glue on my index and pinky, just to place some rhinestones around the cuticle area. So I'm placing the rhinestone glue, and then I'm going to go over that with a layer of top coat so I don't have to go back in and top coat again. And I'm basically using rhinestones to incorporate with the rainbow theme. So blue, pink, yellow, orange, and purple rhinestones will go around my cuticle area. And once I get that set, I do go ahead and cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. And then I'm just going in and top coating my middle and thumb to complete my set. My thumbs always come out looking a little flat, but I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. And then lastly, I'm going in with Makartt's Cuticle Oil Stick in the scent of pineapple, and I'm moisturizing my cuticles. And here's my finished unicorn set. Let me know what you think of my set down below, and if you've made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future sets. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you so much, and much love.